Hello, welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here, and I use he, him pronouns. I'm going to pass it over to our players so they could do their quick intros, and then we'll do a little bit of housekeeping, and then we'll do a recap and see what happens.
My name's Claire, my pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Kadam, half-elf grave cleric. We're going to try and climb a tree later today.
Oh, that's me. I was adjusting my webcam. Hello, my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns, and today I will be playing Calliope, Ergenasi, old lady and hijinks get her up to her.
Hi, my name's Enyo, they, them, any all pronouns, playing Pip, a reckless satyr alchemist who is ready to go to hell and has never publicly cried ever. And if you've seen them cry, no, you haven't.
Amazing. Claire, did you had some housekeeping you wanted to do?
Yeah. For those of you who are new-ish, or those of you who just want to refresh, the cast of characters page on our About page is updated for the first time in like 9 months. So it's actually containing relevant information now. If you click through to the Google Doc, you will find a Google Doc under construction. Spoilers abound in there. Also, it is not up to date. So, but it does contain some useful information. So if that's your jam, head that direction. We also have socials. Follow us on Instagram. I got this wrong last time. Down there, below Enyo. Where we keep everyone updated on what our shenanigans are. We're also on YouTube. And also we have all of our videos here on Twitch. Highlighted the entire episode.
We're all highlights.
It's all highlights all the time here.
Nothing but highlights.
Nothing but highlights.
You just get a book and every single line on every page.
There were some late nights where I found myself starting to do close to that, and I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I?
I don't know if I've ever actually highlighted anything in a book. You can't write in books.
I used to do it a lot. Yeah. And then I would anyway. anything else, Claire?
Nathan, Olive, and I were on Tabletop Misfits' show Tavern Talks with James this past Wednesday. You can find that on their YouTube channel, which I will find the link to and put that in chat. We talked about forming Story Reckless, and we saw a happy Velma. It was a really good conversation. So if you want to get a little bit of inside knowledge on how we started this whole thing and see Velma being excited, I recommend heading that direction.
Honestly, it felt like the retros that we which we haven't done one in a while.
Yeah.
We kind of went over recent happenings, but kind of from a more meta viewpoint. It was here's an example of when we make bad decisions, but we roll with them.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. James is a great host, and yeah, it was just fun to get to play the characters that we played. You'll recognize, if you've been watching our show, you'll recognize all the characters, so that was a lot of fun. And then, like Olive said, it was just cool getting deep into that stuff. Cool. Anything else, Claire?
I think that's everything.
Okay, excellent. Well, let's just jump right into it. I did find the link to the episode, so I'll just drop that real quick.
Thank you.
There you go. And yeah, go check out James's show, and check out Tabletop Misfits. Okay, with that, let's get into it, shall we? I will say before we fully go into the recap, I know we've been talking about going to hell for a very long time. This will actually be the last episode before that all happens. We just want to do one more kind of, cleaning up, wrapping up loose ends here in Candlekeep and on the material plane as best we can.
On the material plane? You're not wrong, though.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Last time you all, with the help of Silvira, managed to open the infernal puzzle box, got the copy of the contract, and then using Kadam's divine magic, you were able to talk to the head of Thavius Krieg, asking a variety of questions. I think really the biggest kind of revelation was that it seems that Thavius was pretty resolute in his convictions and what he did.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Was there? I'm trying to remember. Was there anything else like that came out of that like is kind of shining through? Yeah, resolute in his creed. Yeah, exactly. Well, regardless, if you think of something, let me know. But you spoke with Thavius Krieg, and then after all that kind of doom and gloom and deciding that you were indeed going to be heading down to Avernus in hopes of finding the original contract that seems to be your best lead, you've also decided to take the archdevil Gargauth, trapped in the shield of the Hidden Lord, to take that shield with you down to Avernus despite Silvira's warnings. And Silvira has a friend, Traxador, who can help get you to Avernus, which she can arrange travel to tomorrow morning if you would like to go that early. But before the evening came to a close, Pip had a date with Silvira. Pip and Silvira Silvira whisked Pip away off to the country of Halrua, a country far, far to the south of Candlekeep. You found yourself on top of a kind of rocky cliffside town that went down into a river valley, and could hear the pleasant sound of almost flamenco music playing within a stucco building. And you were brought within by Silvira, both of you using your disguise self spells to make yourselves look as glamorous as possible for the setting. And you used your magic to dance and have a wonderful time and fly up in the sky and look at hellish tapestries in the sky, and then fall and use Featherfall and eventually have a kiss in the courtyard where it all started. And then walking off into the town of Halrua that evening, you went off to find yourselves somewhere to stay for the night in Halrua. Meanwhile, Kadam and Calliope were left in Candlekeep to their own devices with some hall passes granted to you by Silvira. You do have escorts with you. Kadam, you have Irony, the tiefling scribe that is following along with you. And I never did establish who was with you, Calliope, but we can worry about that later. So why don't we start with, because Calliope, I think you immediately, like, as soon as you were allowed to leave, you left to head off into Candlekeep to get up to your own devices. Let's just quickly start there, Calliope, just to kind of see what is your first objective here as you head off into Candlekeep.
Okay, I am looking for those little self-replicating gizmo dudes.
The skitter widgets.
Skitter widgets.
Okay.
Gizmodudes is a closely related but anatomically distinct subspecies.
Okay, excellent. I mean, this would either be, this would probably be an investigation roll, would be my best guess. I would grant you perception. I would grant you perception. You could do perception if you would like instead. I'll say, yeah. Okay, I got the DC.
Same either way.
Same either way.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's roll. I haven't rolled in so long.
I know, it's exciting.
And so I think just I'm gonna roll perception, even though it's the same, because I'm not gonna do this like in any kind of meticulous fashion. It's like gonna go and be like, do I hear any? To the guide.
Perfect.
So that's a 6.
Oh no! All right. So as you go wandering off into the vast campus of Candlekeep, stopping and listening, your guide just kind of tapping their fingers together patiently, just there with you. We will see what happens at the end of this time as you go searching around for these skitter widgets. Kadam, as Calliope is off frantically, or not frantically, but just excitedly going off into the campus to look for these skitter widgets, what are you up to?
I will obtain all the objects that Silvira said I could obtain.
Mm-hmm.
So I will do that and have that done. Then I will turn to Irony and say, well, actually, not even to Irony. I will turn to the DM and ask, have I seen any evergreen trees on this campus?
Have you seen any evergreens? Boy, oh boy. Can you roll a perception roll for me?
I can. 17.
Yes, you have. Sorry, I am looking over something, and I'm gonna give you my undivided attention in just a moment here.
All right.
Why isn't this working? Sorry, I'm trying to roll something, and it's not working. That's fun. Here, I'll roll it in which dice? What am I doing? We have another dice roller that will work, right? Please? There we go. Okay, perfect. Yes, so you have indeed seen evergreen trees. There's been a smattering of them. There's been a smattering of all manner of trees within the campus. Are you looking for one kind of like I don't know, in a particular position? Like, there are some that just kind of grow along the pathways, like little rows of small evergreens growing up in a manicured way. There are others that are in small, like quads, right, that are much bigger.
I would like to find one that looks friendly and approachable. Maybe one that has a couple of branches low down.
Okay. Yeah, you got a 17. I'll give you that. Trying to think of the path you would have taken. Okay, so on the path that you took, you went by a small square, or like a square. It was surrounded by other campus buildings. And in that square, there were a couple of trees growing in the middle. There's one very large oak tree with big, wide, extending branches. And then kind of in a almost like triangle formation around it, there were these 3 beautiful evergreens that kind of flank it from 3 different sides. And as you enter into this square, kind of talking with Irony about where you saw this, he's able to guide you to this exact spot once more. You were flanked by these towers with purple tiles, and the stone itself surrounding this square is almost like an alabaster white. And on the other, to the south of you, you can see that massive tower rising up amongst all the others, the light glowing at the top of it. The night sky above is just a beautiful tapestry of stars, no moon in sight. And which of these trees would you like to approach? We'll say there's one to the south, and then there's east and west.
It really don't matter. I will go to the one that is closest.
Okay, so you approach the one that is to the west as you enter into this courtyard. You're gonna climb it?
I would like to try.
Okay.
I have never climbed a tree before.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Excellent. That's a 3.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I think I think I put my hands on the lowest bough, and it's sticky.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's really not good.
Do you keep going?
Well, I think I turned to Iron. I'm like, it's sticky. Our old tree's sticky.
I already looks at you. This tiefling, very young tiefling, teenager. He has, I don't remember the exact description, but I know he has the red skin and
Orange skin, ibex.
oh, orange.
Horns.
That's right, orange and ibex horns. Yes, he has like the orangish red skin with the ibex horns sprouting up the top of his head. And he looks at you and goes, "Oh, those ones tend to be. That one though." Usually no sap, and he points to the large oak in the center of
Sap.
Yeah, sap. Kadam, really? Here, look, I'll show you. And he kind of comes and stands next to you and gets right up to the trunk and points, and you can see these beads of amber gold, like hardened liquid coming out of the bark. Sap. It's like sugar that's produced by the tree. It sometimes leaks out. These evergreens.
Like blood.
Kinda, yeah. I've heard it described that way. Yes, but I don't usually leak
Is it
my blood. Is it what?
the tree? Is it injured?
No,
If it's bleeding.
no. They just do that. I actually don't even. I'm not entirely sure why they do that. To be honest. Do you want help?
All right.
I can help you get up the tree. I mean, people don't usually do this. I don't really see a problem with it, though.
If you could give me a leg up, that'd be real nice.
Sure, yeah. I was gonna pull up the stat block for irony. Let me do this really quick, though, before
Kadam is a city baby.
Oh, I love it.
There is not a single tree in the outer city.
I know,
checked once.
Yeah. I'm just seeing if Irony might have something at his disposal that maybe is a little.
I'm just imagining Kadam trying to heal the tree, and I love it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I mean, this was the one I used, the stat block I used for Irony, and I remember it being like, wow, it was so overpowered. I was like really shocked. But he looks at you and goes, okay. It's been a while since we've seen each other. I've been kind of working on something. Do you want to just get up there? I could help you just go up there without having to climb, and you won't have to touch the tree if you don't want to. You could even just be next to the tree up there, not touching.
No, I want to be in the tree eventually, but if you could help, that'd be nice.
Okay.
I don't do sticky.
Okay, I just learned this, so bear with me. He takes out a big book, flips through it. Okay, and you just see like intricate, arcane formula written on it with diagrams as he's going through. Okay, let's see. So just hang out there for a second. Okay, I have to blow something into your face. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And blow some dust into your face. It just kind of you do feel it like hit your face, but it almost like instantly your skin kind of, it's like that sensation when you have what's the it's like mint, like that really fresh, like is it menthol? Your skin just suddenly becomes really bright, and like the wind suddenly feels very cold on your cheeks as this sort of vapory dust sprinkles onto your face. He does some quick hand motions and utters some words and extends his hands out towards you, and you start to feel your feet lift off the ground. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna. Do you want to go to the top?
If that will hold me.
Okay. And he kind of just lifts his hand, and you start to levitate, going up at a relatively slow pace. Up. You kind of have to you're right under the tree, so immediately you have to start kind of pushing past
branches.
the branches. And you kind of stop for a second as he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to to do it outside of the tree first?
No, this is working.
Okay, and you keep going up, and yeah, you're just able to get all the way up to the top, and you end up on, there's some thicker branches up at the top. You are kind of like in the branches though, but you can kind of like push them to the side, almost sitting on like a little bed of branches, and one thick one directly under you. But you don't feel your own body weight yet, as he's still kind of like holding you there. Okay, so, this last 10 minutes, I could just kind of let you float there. If I drop it, though, then you kind of have to find your own way down.
I might be here for more than 10 minutes. We'll see.
Do you want me to just hold on to this for now?
Yes, please. Could you give me a heads up before it's about to drop?
Okay. Are you going to be able to get down?
Yeah.
Okay, I could do this again tomorrow.
Okay. That's nice to know.
I could also go find somebody else. I don't know if you're supposed to be up there, but I know some cool people, so.
All right. Well, hopefully we won't necessarily need to meet cool people, but,
Okay.
Yep.
I'll do my... Okay. Just hold on. And, you just kind of float there.
Yeah, I will like wrap my legs around this branch so that I'm feeling somewhat more secure but don't have to touch anything with my skin.
Okay, got it.
And then try and let that fall away, metaphorically, not physically.
Mm-hmm.
And look out into the night sky.
As you look out towards the night sky, you see something bright kind of out of the corner of your vision, slightly above you.
That ain't the big glowing thing behind me? All right. What is it?
As you kind of look up in that direction, it catches you off guard because it looks like a crescent moon for a moment, but it's hazier, almost like a moon bow. But it's an upside down crescent relative to your point of view, and it feels like it's in the position of where the moon would be, but this is a new moon, so there's nothing there. It's just darkness from what you can tell, but there's just this upside down hazy crescent shape of moonlight hanging there in the sky.
I am taken aback, and I think there's definitely a surge of anxiety, and I think of Dad. But I'm gonna trust this. I'm gonna trust this.
Okay.
And I will pray to Sehanine Moonbow. It was among evergreens that I first truly surrendered myself to you. And so I have come here again because I am in need of guidance and of reassurance. I have followed where I think you have been leading, and where you are leading me is away from everything I have ever known. And now, when Baldur's Gate is going through more change than I have ever seen it have in my entire life, you want me somewhere else. And I'm gonna be honest, that's real hard right now. That's real hard.
Can you make a religion check for me? I believe that's what we did in the past.
Eight.
Okay. You sit there amongst the evergreen tree. It does smell really well. It smells really strong of evergreen. I don't know how Kadam actually feels about that, but it's a
That's nice.
very, very strong smell. That really fresh, like if you've ever had a fresh Christmas tree when you first bring it home, it's just like filling your nose. Do you have your eyes open for this? Or do you close them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at the moon that ain't there.
Okay. You look up at that moon. And it doesn't feel like much time passes when you suddenly hear irony below. Kadam, it's gonna be wearing off soon. Are you good to stay up there?
Yep.
Okay, just hold on.
I will put my hands on the bark.
You grab onto the bark. You don't really feel anything initially. It's rough, and all the branches are kind of like, pressing into your skin and your clothing. And then
This is a sensory experience that
you
I'm doing for God.
You suddenly feel your full body weight as you sink onto the branch, and you hear everything kind of. Irony goes, okay, I'm just gonna stay down here.
Yep.
I got some reading to do anyways. Just let me know if you need anything. Like I said, I can try to find somebody if you need help down.
I will.
Okay. Before we resolve this, because as you're sitting up there, Kadam, time starts to pass. Calliope, if I may. So you're looking for these skitter widgets, listening for any sound that may arise that will alert you to their presence.
And I think even if it's not working, I want to be working my way deeper into the keep.
Yeah.
Possibly. Tell me if I can't do this. But I also have a levitate once per day thing.
Okay.
I was thinking that maybe the camera could go from Kadam to kind of panning upwards and kind of zooming in on some tower far away, and seeing Calliope kind of working her way up it.
Sure. Yeah, as we see Kadam sitting there staring up at the beautiful night sky above, we suddenly shift our focus past Kadam's face, and we just see this lone figure gently rising up the side of a tower, very small Air Genasi woman, and trailing directly behind, we can see her guide waving the arms, and your guide is this older human man in his late 60s, who clearly is deaf in one ear, and he's just waving, trying to catch up to you as we see Calliope drifting up the side of one of the towers in the night sky.
Okay, I haven't had to do this in a while. It's proper breathing. Breathe in.
Yes, I haven't done this in a while either, and I can only do this once, so please, you're not supposed to be up here.
I heard something. I know it. It's up here.
Go ahead and make another roll for me. Perception or investigation.
Can it be stealth, which is worse for me, but throwing off the guide?
Oh, you want to get rid of
the guide.
Got it. Okay. Yes, go for it.
Okay. That's a 21.
So how do you lose this? Well, okay, hold on. I'll give the guide a fair chance here.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can, if he can construct. I'll do perception for him. Here we go. Okay. Wow, I don't know if any of my... I'll just... Okay, here we go. Thank you, Olive, for Witch Dice. I'll just have to do it manually. I will add... Nope! That is a natural one. Here, I'm gonna... So folks can see that. That was a natural one. All right, so...
I love the setup of this. Sometimes the dice cooperate. There's this, like,
Sometimes
old deaf in one ear, like, man. And then, like, Calliope, like, doing wiles and just, like, struggling in the air. Yeah, I think I just, like, kind of, like, duck around a parapet or something. And just, like, I take off down, like, just, like, with my, like, little running legs, like, down some outside, like, kind of balcony.
Okay,
and
perfect.
then I turn another corner and, like, boom, I'm gone.
Excellent. We will say that you are... to make this, yeah. So you're like, you went up this tower here on the main tower, the Exaltation Tower, went around the corner and dropped down to that balcony far below and went running around the corner. And as you get around the corner, you can hear your guide. Do you think you would have asked for his name?
No.
Okay, so you have no idea who this person is. As you go around the corner and start running, you just barely could hear him going, Calliope, please! Where'd you go?
They're just back here!
Oh, as he shouts that, he immediately starts to glide down towards you. But regardless, if you want to throw him off your trail, you are able to. So Calliope, as you lose your guide and go deep into the bowels of Candlekeep, we'll cut back to Kadam. Kadam, how long... 30 minutes easily go by.
Oh, I would be coming down well before 30 minutes has gone by. I think I'll just kind of... I'm not expecting an answer. I'm praying for my own self right here. It ain't...
Okay.
I'm praying the way that I have prayed my entire life, of more searching for internal answers and calm than expecting anything magical to happen.
I will say this, at the end of your time when you're getting ready to head down, you do feel a presence, and you start to you feel a kind of like a chill run up your spine, and then you hear a voice burble up in your mind. I see you're reaching out again. Shame that we couldn't work together, but I guess Pip will have to do. As you hear Gargalth's voice burble into your mind. Just know that I'm still here if you're interested.
You know, sure, fine, have fun with Pip. Just know that I will be around too.
All right.
And I will be at Pip's side.
Good.
From here on out, would you be willing to ask permission for before just jumping into my head?
Perhaps. if it'll help us work together better.
It genuinely might.
No hard feelings, I hope. Implanting those visions in your mind.
Well, thank you for confirming that they were from you and not from my god. I wasn't entirely certain until just now.
Well, building trust, you know. I've revealed quite a bit about myself in the past few days. Figured we could start revealing more secrets.
You know, I don't know that we have built any trust. It more seems like sort of forced intimacy. You have not really been able to prove anything to us. It's all just been faith.
Isn't that what you do with your god?
Honestly, I don't feel like I need faith where my god is concerned. I have trust in them. They have proved themselves to be a force in the world that I can rely upon to a great extent.
And you're certain that your abilities come from your god?
Yes, I am.
And what if it's some other entity doing what I did to you?
Well, then, we ought to have a conversation, that entity and I.
Have they ever spoken with you?
Yes, more than.
Really?
Yes, I don't know what to say other than that. Yeah, it's been pretty remarkable at times.
All right. Well, as I said before, I can show you more if one of you just lets me in. It's hard, unfortunately, for me to reveal my magics due to the curse on this shield. Prevents me from doing much, utilizing the powers that it grants.
I will not be doing that with you.
That's fine. But I think one of you might.
You may be correct. And then I would like to just like mentally shut the door. See if that does anything.
Sure, just roll a wisdom check.
Natural one. Have not yet rolled double digits today, I think.
You attempt to push the entity out. Oh, you would like me to leave?
Yes, I would. I have a different god to talk to now.
Very well. Have a pleasant night, Kadam. What would you like to do next?
I would like to say mean things to that person, but I won't. I would like, before I try and get down from here, to just send a quick prayer to Ilmater.
Okay.
Broken Lord, I pray that you stand next to Duke Vanthampur in the coming days as she mourns all three of her children. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, you finish your prayer and feel the breeze kind of... Actually, you don't feel a breeze, really. It's just kind of still. But you still feel a little bit of that chill on your cheeks from the residual essence of that spell.
I will try and climb down.
You're gonna try to climb down on your own? Okay.
I don't think I have anything useful here.
Okay. We'll say that this tree is a good 60 feet up.
Oh God. All right. Enhance ability. We're gonna do strength.
Okay. You have advantage on strength checks. Go for it. You can make an athletics check to try to climb down. Oh no, what'd you get? Oh no.
I rolled a 5 and a 6. So 6.
Oh no.
This is not my evening so far.
No, it is not. God, can irony do anything?
Featherfall is a reaction.
It is.
Yeah, sure would be nice if you had an artificer with Featherfall.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, he does not have Featherfall. Okay. Okay, you got a 6?
Yup.
Okay. You get about 10 feet down when your hand just goes into a huge secretion of sap. Just and I don't know if this is appropriate for Kadam, but I think that you instinctually, like without even realizing it, do that, and it throws you off balance, and you start to fall. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can catch yourself.
That's actually pretty good. 16.
Okay, you manage to lose your balance, but you manage to swing around in this very like not Buster Keaton-esque like, and you fall and slap your full chest down onto the branch behind you, like knocking the wind out of yourself, but not hurt, like not falling any substantial distance to cause any damage. But you're now just dangling off of this branch, needles kind of raining down around you, and you hear down below Irony go, "You okay?" Do you need me to go get somebody? Or come up there? Well, no, that would be a really bad idea.
Here.
That would be
that
really...
would not help. I'm still 50 feet up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and come down some more.
Okay, make another athletics check. Oh my god.
Okay, all right. 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, the DC definitely was higher with the second attempt, just like simulating that adrenaline surge and fear. And you do manage to, very carefully, it takes you a very long time, like just meticulously going down branch by branch. But you manage to get to the bottom, and you do have to like kind of drop down and then drop like a good 3 feet onto the ground. But you make it, and Irony's looking at you like, wow.
That was not worth it.
It wasn't?
No.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Ain't your fault.
Here. And he kind of leans forward and waves his hand, and there's like big tears on your robes, and he casts mending and starts to stitch those up.
I don't wear robes.
Oh, you don't wear robes. I'm sorry.
No, I have never worn robes.
I thought you had like billowy... What are you wearing again?
A shirt, a tunic, like down to like mid-thigh, and trousers.
And trousers. Got it. Okay, well, your trousers, like around the knees, and then your shirt around the elbows has some tears in it. So he starts to stitch those up.
Yep.
Yeah, oh, you know what? I think what it might be is that in the image, was there a point when you had a cloak or something? Because I feel like
I was
has
wearing a shawl.
A shawl. That's what I think that's right. Because in my head, I think of the artwork that Brenna did for us, and I feel like there was like a purple, kind of heavy garment.
There is, yes.
That's why. That's where it's coming from, I think. Anyways, cast mending, stitches everything up. Unfortunately, your shirt, tunic, trousers, all of that, there's just like patches of sap on everything. I again, I could probably know some folks that could cast Prestidigitation to clean that up if you would like, or...
I think I might just do that at the bathhouse.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'll just have to, sorry, I just have to escort you to the Emerald Gate. But from there you can be on your own. If you want,
good.
If you want to be on your own.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been nice catching up, Irony.
Same.
But yeah, I think I need to go clean myself.
Okay. So you're gonna go to the bathhouse?
Yeah, quick bath, get my clothes cleaned, I imagine by prestidigitation, and then I want to go to the hearth.
Okay, cool.
Calliope?
Yeah, what is Calliope? What are you doing in this moment?
I want to open the first locked door I can find and then steal the most valuable thing in the room.
Okay,
and then go and reunite with my handler.
Go ahead and make make a thieves tools check.
Okay.
You're gonna do it in exaltation in the big main central tower here?
I think so, because
Okay.
I have what are these called? Today I infused gloves of thievery. So I get something wild. So I get +5 to checks made to pick locks, plus proficiency, which is doubled.
Oh my god.
So that's +11 plus my dex, I think, which is 2, which I believe is +13.
Oh my god. Okay.
Artificers are really good at opening up locks.
Okay, awesome. Let's see that lockpick for me.
Okay.
Actually,
13.
can you first,
Yeah?
just to determine like kind of, like what kind of door you find, right? To go into. Again, I know it's not your skill set, but either perception or investigation to kind of like, because right now you've ducked into exaltation and there's just like hallways branching off in all directions with multiple doors. A lot of these look to be either classrooms, some of them look to be living quarters. There's just like a mess of rooms in this massive structure. So let's just see kind of what you get.
That's a 21.
Nice. Okay. What's your goal? Like, what do you kind of? It could even be like really vague, broad terms. But what's your goal?
Did Kidam say something about like needing a diamond?
Yeah.
Let's get a diamond.
Okay. With that check, okay, perfect. Okay, so you go running down these halls and quickly like glancing at the doors, you are able to kind of pick up just like intuitively based on the architecture and kind of the makeup.
I've been in lots of these big old like
Yeah.
cavernous academic buildings.
Yeah, and you're like,
It's all the same. You just like do the most inconvenient thing possible, and that's how you get to the good places.
so like you're like, okay, classroom, definitely classroom. That's probably an office, and you're running through the halls. There's a couple moments when you have to like push against the wall as some avowed go walking past, and eventually you get into you feel like you're in a very, I guess you wouldn't know, you're going down a hallway, and up ahead, as you open up a door, you find yourself in a massive chamber, and at the back of the chamber you can see large double-doored archways that clearly lead into some sort of temple. And as you push into there, you can see this is looks to be another temple dedicated to Ogma. So you can see a massive depiction of a scroll up in the center of this temple with huge stained glass showing all sorts of beautiful, intricate depictions of priests and the it looks to be the history of Candlekeep being built. But there are rooms off to the side, and you recognize, kind of based on the history you have of places like this, there's a room off to your right, and you suspect that's likely a storeroom where they keep very valuable components.
The sacristy.
Right, and you can see the other reason that you suspect this is when you look at the door, you can tell there's a very heavy-duty lock, intricate lock on the door itself. It's there's definitely like candles illuminating this space, but it's relatively empty at this time of night. You can see a couple of priests like sweeping the halls towards the altar. But as you sneak up to this door, go ahead and make that check for me to try to get in.
Okay, can I tell if it's like magically warded?
Make an investigation check.
Can it be Arcana to look just
that's
for
fair.
magic?
Yeah, you can
stuff?
make an Arcana check. Yeah, to see if there's any.
17.
A 17. Yeah. You recognize it's a different variation of the spell, but there is what looks to be silver inlaid runes that kind of are all strung together, like they kind of run together, almost like cursive, that run along the entire border of the door and the base. And you recognize it as the spell that it's like a tripwire spell, essentially, like a
Oh, it's alarm.
alarm. Yeah.
There's no way around that, is there? Let me look up alarm.
I think
You
dispel.
can dispel magic.
Yeah, if you have.
Oh,
that.
one of us has access to 3rd level spells.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
right.
the half spell caster. Is there like specific triggers? It's just whenever anybody enters the warded area.
I'll let you be creative here if you want to come up with some way that you think you could bypass this.
Would there be a way to get the lock out past the warded area so I'm not entering it?
No, because it's part
No?
of the door. It's like
Okay.
built into the door. Sorry. Yeah.
No. Just considering my options. Something to do with like little dummy and sending little dummy in after being able to open up something. Man, I'm being beaten by a 1st level. Alter self aid. Yeah, I think I don't have anything unless you'd let me just like roll a check to try to like disable it somehow without dispel magic.
How would you go about doing that with your with what you have at your disposal?
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull on the trope of getting a loop kind of going, of like a security camera.
Okay.
And so just like getting, like pulling out like a little like work kit, like making a short recording of kind of like the weave, and like the vibrations of the weave for a second.
Okay.
And then like adding on to the alarm spell, that kind of like routing it through that to like kind of like mask the signature. So it's just like I like make the recording, I like go up to it, and then I put like the 2 like wires down like on the edges of the room to like add on to the spell.
Awesome. This is definitely a check. It would be like using your tools, right? Like do you have whatever your artificer tool set is?
My artificer tool set, I'm glad that you asked. It's jeweler's tools.
Okay. So
which has never come up yet, but this seems like delicate jeweler work.
I would say this: you can either do Dex plus proficiency, or Intelligence plus proficiency. So like you're very carefully, delicately like maneuvering all of these components into place to do this, or it's more about like really understanding all of the intricacies of the arcane workings that are happening here and getting it just right so that all of those components line up.
I think it's gonna be plus 10, because if I do intelligence plus proficiency, proficiency is plus 6 if I'm using tools, and intelligence is plus 4.
So you get the thing where it doubles your proficiency bonus?
Yeah, tool expertise.
Oh shit.
Starting
Okay.
at 6th level, your proficiency bonus
Yeah.
doubled for any ability check you make that uses your proficiency with a tool.
Okay, go for it.
Let's
Roll
do
and
this.
Add a plus 10.
Come on. Ooh, that's a rolling a 2 to get a 12.
12. Okay.
Oh, I don't think I've...
This is a first level spell. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, a 12. Oh boy. Okay.
I've rolled 2 2s and 4 rolls.
This is what happens. So, you manage to line the wires up, place them on, and get the signal going. It seems to be holding, but you can tell it's a shaky connection. So whereas if you were to pick the lock, if this had really fully succeeded and you were able to, and you picked the lock and failed the lockpick, the only problem would be, oh, you can't get in.
Yeah.
The way it's set right now, you have to be incredibly delicate with your movement. So if you fail this lockpick, it will trigger the alarm spell.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay. This
Okay,
is a very
okay.
difficult lock. This is like where they keep all of their components for, like diamonds and shit. Okay.
Oh, wait. I have Flash of Genius. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add +4 to the roll. So let's bump that 12 up to a 16, if that's cool. And I can do that 4 times.
Oh my god. You realize that one of the nodes that you set down, you're saying it's like 2 wires that you hooked up to this sequence of runes that are all connected together. And imagine these wires going into some sort of like little device, and within there you kind of continue that circuit that has this little like vibrate, like it's kind of going vibrating, creating this loop. You're about to go in to do the lockpicking, and then you look and you realize that if you just shift the node over to that rune that's like one below it, the connection will probably work a lot better, and that'll like create the vibrations, the loop, the loop to be even more significant. Or what? Do you want to add like an addition to that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what the Flash of Genius actually is, because I want like it to be like significantly different. Besides, I twiddle it around a little bit more. Okay, let's see. What do I know from heist movies? So you can get the loop on the like tape recorder going. But what if you recorded the recording and I make another recording?
Okay.
And then like hack into that one the same way that I hacked into the like other ruin. So it's like,
so you have
even
two
if
little things like strung together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like
for the sake of this, if you're gonna do that, I love this. Would you be willing to use one of your little gizmo things?
Oh yeah. That sounds great.
Okay, perfect.
All
right, so you get this. So you're sitting there in the corner in the dark. You can hear the sweeping of the priests in the back by the altar, and you swear for a second. You hear like an echoing, as you're sweeping, hearing the guide like in the hallways trying to find you, and you set this whole intricate thing up. And
the hardest thing is like not talking to myself that loud. I'm like,
and as you go and reach towards the lock to start working on it, you do see the runes kind of light up. But then all of that energy seems to into those devices, and it seems to be like caught in some kind of loop where it's not activating, it's not transmitting the signal to alert whoever set this up. So go ahead and make that check for me, please.
Okay, so again, hold up. I just want to make sure I'm not making up huge numbers.
Okay.
So it's +5 to dexterity checks made to pick blocks.
Okay.
+6 from the double proficiency bonus.
Okay, so 11.
And then +2 from dex.
Okay.
So it's 13 to pick a lock.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
27.
Oh my god.
Because he's a rogue.
Yeah, I mean, this was a 25, DC 25. So yeah, you sit there, and it takes you like a full minute, but you manage to get every tumbler in place, and eventually big heavy lock turns to the side. You push the door open quietly, and inside you just see a huge storeroom. It's probably like a good 12, almost 15 feet high of just shelves filled with various crates, all labeled and marked intricately with components. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to make one more check for me to find the diamonds, because you do have a time limit here. Those
Yeah.
priests are
Is
probably
this-
going to notice.
Could this again be Arcana? Recall
Not-
lore about magic items?
Not for this, because you're not really recalling lore. Like, you don't have it there in front of
Okay.
you. This is literally about just trying to decipher this, like, find the right box.
So perception then?
Perception or investigation, yep.
Okay.
6. Okay.
Let's Flash of Genius that up to 10, at least.
Okay.
I do all of this!
With a
And
10.
then, like,
Yeah.
I come out with, like, a lump
Yeah.
of coal or something.
So, yeah. So with a 10, well, with a 6, you were going to get, like, you were going to find one 300 gold worth pouch of powdered diamond dust.
Yeah.
But with a 10, sure. Let's see. Right, that's not working. Let's just roll. Okay, I rolled a 1. Okay, so you managed to find as you're going through all these different like almost like drawers that can be pulled out with all these components in. You're frantically looking, and you start to hear your guide getting closer. Calliope! And you pull open one of these drawers that looks like it has. You quickly read. It's something to the effect of like components for restoration. And as you pull
Great.
it open, within there you see multiple little like pouches, and within they seem to have powdered diamond. So you are able to find 600 gold worth of diamond dust. So these are 6 pouches of each one 100 gold worth of diamond dust.
Great. Let's take it, close it up, head out.
Okay. Okay, so close the door. I mean, assuming you relock it as you exit, and as you take the little nodes off carefully, you see the runes once more kind of glow and then go back to their like static state as you shuffle out of the room. Are you gonna try to avoid your guide once more, or just
Nope. I'm looking for him at this point.
okay? What do you do to like as you bump back into him?
Where were you? I told you to keep up. Here, I swear, I heard one over there near the temples.
Okay, I just listen to me. You can't just go flying off like that. All right, you're gonna get in trouble. We have defenses here. They could have gone really bad.
Okay. I'll be more careful, I promise.
What are you
Okay.
doing in this? Why are you over here at Agwa's temple?
I told you I heard one. Hey, but it's fine. We can go.
All right.
Where have you seen them? I can't believe I didn't ask that. Have you seen any of these like little skitter guys?
Yes, I have. I don't know where they live. They see them running around on campus.
Have you
Sorry.
seen any in here?
But just do a deception check for me, please. And then we're gonna cut back to Kadam. We'll see what happens.
3.
Oh, no.
That's my 32.
Oh my god.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
kind of eyes you. Yeah, you know what? I think he eyes you and he goes, "Listen, Calliope, I'm really sorry, but I could lose my job. I think we gotta go back out into the court of air. I don't think I'm sorry, but what you did it wasn't okay. Okay, I asked you not to do that. I gotta take you back out. I feel like you're trying to pull one over on the old man. Okay, we gotta go."
Can't get one past ya. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so if you're not gonna fight it, he escorts you out of Candlekeep. And
I did not
as
get
you're
the
leaving,
skitter widgets.
yeah, as you're leaving, he essentially says, he's just saying to you like, "I'm gonna have to wait till Sylvira gets back. We're gonna have to talk with her about this. This is how it's gonna have to go." And escorts you out.
It's like you don't even want the skitter widget problem taken care of, honestly.
Well, I do, but I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
Do you
okay?
think that they follow your rules about where to go? Maybe this is why y'all can't find them. You can't handle this yourself. You're too got all
and
your rules.
As you're having this argument, as you get led out of the,
I'll tell you, there was somebody here who knew how to get things done. That was Stonky.
We hear.
You don't think?
We hear this argument echoing across the Court of Air as the big emerald gates close behind you. And as we follow the sound of Calliope's voice echoing across the Court of Air, we eventually come to rest on Kadam. Where are you right now, Kadam?
I am just stepping into the hearth.
Okay, so as you are
clean.
As you're at the entrance to the hearth, you can hear that like argument of Calliope echoing across the Court of Air.
I'm gonna let that happen.
I had to come out here for my date anyway.
Freshly washed, freshly with fresh, clean clothes, and for the first time ever, I have put on my armor.
Oh wow!
The elven mithril that I bought a 10 day ago in Baldur's Gate.
Wow.
So I am glittering. Yeah.
How does it feel? I mean, it's very light. Like
it's very light, and I think that is almost disconcerting.
Mm-hmm.
That it almost feels like this should just have more heft to it. But I know that I'll be grateful for that once I have hacked for hours unendingly in it. I think it's a chain shirt with, I have learned they're called vambraces, not bracers. Bracers are specifically to protect the forearm of archers from their own bowstring. Vambraces are armor for your forearm so you don't get your hands chopped off.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, me either. I'm not wearing the vambraces though. I'm wearing my bracelets because those have good weight.
Yeah.
Chest and back plate, greaves, and the thigh things, which I'm not remembering the name of right now.
That's quite all right.
Spaulders. There we go.
So with this new getup on, nice and clean, standing at the entrance to the hearth, you step inside?
I do.
Stepping inside, you are immediately greeted by the warmth and glow of the interior of the hearth. You can see the bar directly kind of in front of you and to your left. It's not that busy. There's really not that many people here. You can still see... Yeah, I guess it's probably relatively early in the evening. It's not like super late. It's probably like 9 p.m. or so. You can see Little One sitting in his booth, stroking under the chin of a little cat that's resting on the table as he's flipping through a novel. And then there's just a handful of other people in this tavern, as well as... I forget her name right now.
Samantha.
That's right, Samantha.
How do you have that in your head, Claire?
I just
that was from
in
like
my head.
2 years ago.
I know. I'm like all these people, and I'm like, yeah, Samantha working behind the bar. But yeah, what are you doing in here?
Is Rhea around?
Right. Yes. Yeah, Rhea. You can see. Rhea's sitting in a booth almost like directly in front of you. That's, it's like kind of, it's away from where Little One is. So it kind of goes like Little One, there's like an empty booth, and then there's where Rhea's sitting, and then the bar.
All right.
And Rhea's by herself. She just has what looks to be I think she has like a goblet of wine that she's just sitting there holding and kind of staring into it.
All right. I will go to Samantha first.
Okay, yeah.
And say, Samantha, my name is Kadam. I don't know if you remember me.
Right. How you doing, Kadam? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I was wondering if I might might make a bit of a ruckus. I would like to.
Perhaps?
I would like to get everyone's attention and tell a little story, and then maybe set up a painting station.
Sure.
I'm happy
yes,
to put down like tarps or something so we don't make too much of a mess.
That's quite all right. There's plenty of wizards around here that I'm sure could clean it up real nice if they make any kind of mess. Go for it. Yes, sorry. When you said you wanted to make a ruckus, I was a bit concerned, but then I thought it was a bit weird that you were even asking if you could make a ruckus. So, sure, go for it. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you
Can
too.
I get you anything? Last time I believe. Did you want milk last time? It was something. Strange.
That sounds real nice. Could I have a milk with some honey in it?
It was you, right? Okay, that's why I remember you so well. Sure. Yes, I can definitely do that for you, love.
Thank you.
1 moment. So she goes and fetches that for you. And she do eventually. You hear her like immediately call back for a minute. Did you want it warm?
Yes, please.
All right. And then it goes and gets that ready for you. So you eventually get your warm milk, and what do you do?
I go over to Rhea and slide into the seat opposite her. Rhea,
Hello, Kadam.
would you be interested in helping me help us? Yeah, I think that's as far as it goes. Would you be interested in getting up and telling your story a little bit to the folks here? Talking about what you saw at Elturel and what we're aiming to do here.
I'm not much of an orator.
That's all right. You don't need to be. Just need to be earnest and honest.
Right. I could try my best.
Could even give you a little bit of a boost, magically.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. What do you? Sorry. What do you want? You want me to tell my story?
Well, yeah. We wouldn't. I'm happy to do introductions and all that, but you're the one who's seen it.
Yes, of course. I can do that.
All right. So I will jump up onto the table.
Okay.
Have a very quick flashback. The first time I was ever in Candlekeep and jumped up on a table. And just kind of put my arms out. People of Candlekeep, seekers from all faces of Toril, if I may have your attention for a moment. I'm just gonna let everyone's attention turn towards me.
Yeah. Just roll a quick persuasion roll for me, just to see like.
Of course, I rolled high on the thing I'm very good at.
So it's above a 20.
25.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody. Well, it's actually funny. Some of the folks in the room, they kind of look and then immediately go back to what they're doing. Little one is like fixated on you, and you see like a huge smile curl up on his face, and then he looks back at like the room, and then goes, "Hey!" And everybody immediately stiffens up and looks to watch you. So you have everybody's attention.
Thank you, little one. Folks, my name is Kadama Baldur's Gate. This is my companion, Hoofreya Mantlemorn of Elturel. She is a Hell Rider, one of the protectors of Elturel. Together, we and a few other companions are seeking the city that has disappeared below the earth. We know where it is, and we are hoping to go follow it down to Avernus, where it has been taken by the Lady Zoriel herself, with the help of High Overseer Thavius Krieg. pause again and let people just soak that in.
Yeah. There's kind of some there's a couple of gasps that go throughout the room and people sort of murmuring under their breath. You just barely make out people saying like questioning whether this is true. Are you turning the floor over to Rhea, or are you continuing?
We can continue a smidge more.
Mm-hmm.
This city deserves to be back in its home here on the material plane. And we aim to do just that. We are going down into the hills, a place where no living soul should ever be. We are going to face dangers and trials that we cannot imagine. We are going to be alone. We are going to be frightened and hungry and scared, and we are going to need your help. Right now, what I ask for, and I will gesture to the 2 tents that I have just purchased and have now erected in the corner of the hearth. Give us your hope. Give us your kindnesses, your encouragements. We have laid out here our 2 tents, along with a variety of paints. Please, give us encouragement. Make art upon our living space. Bring us what you would like to see brought to you down there. And as you do so, please feel free to ask me or Rhea any questions that you might have, for I know that I am making some claims here this evening that might be surprising to you folk. But I promise you, we know what we speak, and I'm telling you nothing but the truth.
Rhea steps forward.
And I will cast Enhance Ability Charisma on her.
She kind of straightens up. For the sake of the narrative, Calliope, do you think it would be appropriate at this point that you are entering into the hearth?
Arguing all the way. Yeah, sure.
So as you kind of burst in, the argument still happening, but in that moment, I think you hear Rhea's voice ring out. And Rhea is looking over this crowd. You can see the crowd of people in here all have their attention turned to Kadam and Rhea, who are standing at the head of the bar, or standing up on the bar looking over the crowd. And in the corner you can see these 2 tents that have been set up with all these paints strewn out all over them. There's Little One, the giant ogre, sitting in his booth looking very giddy at this display that is happening as Rhea says, "My companion here speaks the truth. I am Rhea Mantelmorn, as they said, and I am a Hell Rider. We, appropriately, we Hell Riders have a past with the Hell and with the Archduchess Zariel. Although in our past, we rode there valiantly, being led by the great angel Zariel to drive back the hordes of fiends that would encroach upon our plane. Although Zariel has fallen and become corrupted by that awful place, those of us that survived and made it back, we carried on the proud legacy of those who would sacrifice everything for the things that we love and the things that we care for, and even for the things that we don't, for this world that we live on, this place that sometimes gives us nothing but shit. But it is worth it. I know it to be worth it. People like Kadam here have shown me that we can make things better. especially when we work together, especially when we support each other with love and with empathy. So please, even if you don't believe us, show us some of that love and empathy. Even if it's just a nice memory you have written on the side of our canvas. We would be very grateful, considering where we're going. She kind of steps back and stands next to you. I'm not gonna have a persuasion check rolled for this. I think this is a really nice moment, and I think that what you've set up here, Kadam, is appropriate to allow to happen, especially for kind of what we're setting out, the stories that we want to tell here. I think it's appropriate for this to happen, for these not necessarily that everybody is like just like yeah and like running up and doing it, but I think with that initial kind of presence that you garnered, especially like with little one there to help you, you managed to get the entire crowd here to participate. I'd say that the majority of them genuinely like spend some time and thought decorating the tents and adding things and memories that are important to them and images. Of course, you get a couple that are just like when you get an office birthday card and it just says like happy birthday, like just like well wishes, hope you don't die or something like.
That's great. Yeah. That's just fine.
There's probably like 3 of those, just like. But regardless, you get this small group of people, the people that are still here, and as they're filling out memories and kind of coming up and talking to you and Rhea, and Calliope if you decide to join as well, you realize that a lot of the people you're talking to here are displaced people that just have been stuck in Candlekeep for probably a month almost, that just they have nowhere to go, and they don't necessarily want to go to Baldur's Gate and have found a way to stay in Candlekeep. And yeah, so you get a lot of like sharing of those stories with all of this. No one who necessarily volunteers to go with you. You weren't asking that, of course, but
no.
Yeah. In our final kind of moments here of the evening, I just realized, Pip, we haven't done anything with you, which I mean we had kind of established that like, offline, like this was going to be Kadam and Calliope tonight. But I do want to give Pip a moment here. So as the evening comes to a close with Calliope, before we cut over to Pip, just real quick, Calliope, in like a couple sentences, as this is all happening in the Hearth, like what are you doing in the Hearth? Are you going to go talk to Velma? Like
Hey Velma, this might be my last night on the material plane ever.
She comes out of the like booth that she was sitting in, like she was clearly like waiting there and like had some books out and like closes them up and comes over to you and goes,
studiously ignoring me.
Yeah, very, very much ignoring you. She looks at you and goes, well, yes, I guess so, according to your new companions here. Wow. I had no idea.
Come on, let's go.
Yes, let's go. But first... And she kind of begrudgingly goes over to the tents, grabs some paints. And she does some, like, not the most elegant depiction of the Scroll of Agma, but then she writes in some very nice calligraphy a passage from Agma, and it is the one about how words are able to, oh god, I have it written down.
An idea has no heft, but it can move mountains.
Yes.
An idea has no authority, but it can dominate people. An idea has no strength, but it can push aside empires. Knowledge is the greatest tool of the mortal mind, outweighing anything made by mortal hands. Before anything else can exist, the idea must exist.
And she finishes writing that in calligraphy, and then in like a nice scrawled font, and then puts the ink down. Yes. Let's Do you want to have would you like a bath and a massage?
Oh, you know how to treat a girl well here in Candlekeep. Let's go.
She holds an arm out for you if you take it.
Hell yeah.
And leads you to the bathhouse. All right, so as Calliope and Velma go off across the Court of Air, we see a nice wide shot of the Court of Air with the hearth and the steam rising from the bathhouse, and the small image of Velma and Calliope walking across the stones and hearing that ever-present chanting of the monks, as we fade to a sun rising over a glittering river and a rocky cliff face rising up before it, covered in stucco buildings with tiled roofs and bright splotches of color, and you see a couple of figures dart across the sky in mid-flight. They look to be some humanoids just in flight, and far in the distance you can see what appears to be some sort of ship in the sky with big billowing sails and a large, almost blimp-like structure above it, just very gently gliding towards the city. And we glide down to a "Where are you and Silvira, Pip, this morning in Halrua?"
Well, I think if the sun is just rising, Pip probably just has like, I just full on. They're in like this beautiful canopied bed with like rich brocades and silks and everything, and Pip is just like has like her hands in a bowl of figs, and she's kind of still sleeping, but also kind of eating.
Amazing. Just like, are you like face down or on your back?
Just like leg fully just thrown over Silvira, and it just like, "You want a fig?"
She goes, "Oh yes, please," and okay. Just gently grasp it out of your hand with a mage hand, so it just like floats towards her mouth lazily, and she eats it. She kind of turns and gets up on one arm to like lean and look at you on the bed. All right, I'm a bit of a
early riser.
No, who am I kidding? I could stay here till noon if you want, but we should probably.
Are you early enough?
Oh. No, it's okay. We don't need room service. It's fine. But I could if we probably should, get going. I'll wait until you're ready.
She's just waking up, and oh my god, I had so much planned. Whatever.
That's okay.
Just decides like, thank you for a wonderful night, Silvira. I can't remember last time I had so much fun without rousing the law.
It's to be honest, I haven't had that much fun in quite some time either. If you did want to do anything here, I'm fine with waiting. I can just relax if you want to explore a bit. Just be back here by noon. I could also join you if you want, but I would be,
Let's take a look around the town. Well, we'll do that. Just show me all the good places here. I'm going to be going way further down south after this.
Indeed. So as we finish up the evening, Pip, if you can describe if you want, just even in montage, just like what do you do with Silvira around Halrua before you return back to the realities of Candlekeep and then eventually the realities of going to hell.
They hit up like the best, most exotic fruit stand in town and take turns trying, like, oh, what is this? And it just like smushes and goes everywhere. And it's like, well, delicious. And at some point they find, like, I don't know, a secluded garden where Pip just spills her heart. It's just like, can I ask you something? You know, Fawns, you've seen me. You've seen all of me. These eyes, these horns.
It's very odd. I've never met a fawn quite like you. Do you have? Was one of your parents a tiefling?
Right. So, what is happening to me? And also, how do you break a contract with the Night Hag? And
Oh my. That's going to be very difficult.
I'm going to bleed in Avernus. I'm already going to do something difficult. May as well throw another thing in there.
Sure. Well, it just depends on the contract. Do you have the contract or a copy of the contract?
And I think we can end that there. And maybe at the very end, she's just like, just keep in touch. Teach me Infernal, whisper sweet nothings to each other, and, you know, give their sending stone.
Oh, right. Sure. Yes, I will keep in touch. Sounds fun. And as she pockets the sending stone, as the afternoon sun starts to rise, she holds a hand out and goes, well, shall we? She grabs your hand, and with that drop in your stomach, we see the both of you dissipate in the bright afternoon sunlight of Halrua, in this middle of this secluded park garden, surrounded by large green plants as you disappear back to Candlekeep, and that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you, by the way, thank you, Enyo, for hanging out for basically the entire session. I hope that was okay.
No, it was chill. I liked hearing what everybody was getting up to.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to
give terrible timing.
It's okay. I just wanted to give Kadam and Calliope their moment before we all reconvene.
I liked it when Kadam climbed the tree.
That was
so funny.
I also liked it when Kadam climbed the tree, or didn't climb the tree.
I'm glad that you stayed committed to climbing down yourself. It made it very fun. All right. Well, with that, let's wrap up, and we will see you all next week. Next week, we are going to officially kind of, for those of you that you haven't even noticed, we're going to kind of go back to calling next week. It's going to just be called Descent into Avernus Episode 1. So we're kind of going to like sort of do a fresh start of Descent into Avernus as we all go delving down into hell together and see what happens next.
Get your friends on board for next week.
Yes, it would be a
good entry place.
It would be a good entry place. It really would. Thank you all for joining us this evening and for sticking with us through this arc. We will see you next week. Goodbye!
Bye.
Goodbye!